Welcome to another episode of How It Be with DannyG.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about sewer cleaning, specifically for roots. I know that sewer cleaning can really be a tricky business. Some of you are probably very good at it. Some of you probably are not very good at it. And then there's probably guys like myself that are somewhere in between. It's always a blind operation. This is the way I've always felt about it. You're going down, I mean, you can put a camera in, but obviously you can't always see everything, especially when the line is full and whatnot. But when you're actually doing the rotting, it's pretty much a blind operation. You're using your experience and your knowledge and the tools that you've bought to try to go in and do the best you can. And if you don't have a camera, sometimes that's a little bit of a crapshoot as to just how well did it clean the line. Yeah, water's flowing, and yeah, you pulled some roots back on your line, but you give up at that point and you feel like you've really cut the whole diameter of the pipe, or did you just cut across the bottom of it? You weren't using the right tool, or it just wasn't being effective. Nevertheless, it's always a blind operation, I feel. Recently, I was on a job and I actually got called out just for the camera aspect of this. So a customer paid me directly to camera their line, but there was another plumbing contractor there that was rotting it. Now I felt like I was in a unique situation where I could actually get my camera down from the opposite end of the line through the toilet or through the closet collar, and he was out rotting from a clean out that he had just put in out by the alley. So he was rotting back towards the house, and it's a 6-inch clay line. And so while he was doing that, I decided to do something I thought was interesting, and it turned out, I think, pretty cool, because I was able to get in there and watch his cutter actually cutting the roots and see how it was affecting, this particular cutter was affecting the 6-inch pipe, the clay sewer tile. So this is just like the one that he was using. I ended up picking one of these up because I think it did a really good job. And this one here is a rigid. I don't know what the number is on it, but anyhow, it's an expanding cutter. It's a 4-inch to 6-inch expanding cutter, so it's spring-loaded. I'm sure many of you that are out there watching this video have one of these, have used one of these, have either heard good stuff or bad stuff about these. I really don't have a whole lot of experience with this. This was the first time I really dealt with it. And that was actually just seeing it in action. So, using my sewer machine, or my camera machine that I got from All-Star Sewer and Camera from Terry Austin, it is a awesome camera. So I went ahead and put that in there. I guess I was maybe doing a little bit risky business there, getting kind of close to this guy's one of those. While it was actually coming at me. It worked out well. I did run into a really scary situation at the end because the camera uses your own monitor. And so my monitor in this situation is an iPad. And I was all prepared for the job, except I didn't have my iPad charged up properly. And that was my fault. And I knew it was running low, everything was going good. I was pulling the camera back at a slow rate as he was moving forward. Then my iPad died. Well, the camera kept recording, but you can't see what's going on. Now that became very scary because he could lunge forward and cut up my camera. Did not want that to happen. I was kind of in a little bit of a panic mode, and you'll see on the video at some point the camera starts to go much quicker, and I end up just freaking out, and I pulled the camera out because I didn't want to risk it, and I think I got enough good footage anyhow. So With that being said, this is around $111. Was the best deal that I've found on it. I've seen it for $150 on some sites, but nevertheless, I don't know what other cables that it will clip onto. This one is made for the rigid K1500 1.25" cables. I don't know. You'd have to do a little research if you were running a drum machine or another size cable. You'd have to see. I know they make this in a 6 to 8 inch collapsible or expandable. So anyhow, I think it did a really good job on the inside of the pipe. You can see it actually giving it really a haircut all the way from edge to edge in the pipe. So I thought it was a really cool view. I was actually excited once I got back to the shop and was able to view the video footage, and that's when I decided to go ahead and throw this out there as a How It Be with DannyG video. So without further ado, let me go ahead and we'll get right into some of the video. So as you could see, he was moving along at a pretty good clip, not having very many problems, until he got to this one section. I think the clump of roots was just very thick right here. It'd probably be comparable to a thick piece of carpet or something, trying to cut through that. So you'll see he kind of keeps battling. He stays very persistent, and it stops the line. He pulls it back a little bit and just kind of keeps hitting at it until finally he cuts it away. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it a little bit here until he gets through this spot. Okay, well, he finally got it. Persistence paid off. I would say that this tool is probably best for cleaning after you've already went through with other cutters to get rid of most of the roots. I think that this one does a good polishing or finishing off, as you can see. So when we get here to about 27 feet, you'll notice that the distance between my camera and the cutter head starts to increase. I start to get further away from it, further away from it. Well, that's because my iPad went dead, so my eyes went gone. You know, I couldn't see anything, it was just black. I felt it was still recording, and it was, but there was no way for me to tell at that point just how close he's getting. If he's starting to, because there's no more roots, is he starting to go faster? And I didn't want my camera to get ate up. So you'll see it starts to get quicker right here around 17 feet. it really starts to, I just gave up and said, I'm pulling it out of there. It's not worth the risk. So at any rate, you know, he continues on. He cleans those other little bit of roots right there that you saw. He cleans those up, and it's all taken care of. Okay, so I hope you all found that as cool as I did. I thought it was really neat to be able to see. Now what you're going to see is what was actually the beginning of the rotting process. Just inside of the clean out, you'll notice you can see the light there from the clean out coming down. About the first or second joint, you see some roots there. He didn't have as much problem with this section of roots because I kind of, well, maybe the roots weren't as thick, as tough, I don't know. But I kind of think that with less cable, less spring, you get more torque there on the cutter head. So he seemed to get through this first set pretty good. I was kind of surprised it took so long to get through the other ones much further out. But nevertheless, I think it does a pretty good job, especially of cleaning the edge to edge of the pipe. So it's a useful cutter head, that's for sure. But okay, well, that is all that I have for now. I just wanted to share this cool video with you. Hope you find it interesting and helpful. If you would, throw me a like, maybe subscribe if you're interested in seeing some more videos. I'll try to put together some other cool stuff here in the future. So that's all I got for now. So that was another edition of How It Be with Danny G.